So friends, in our last discussion, we have seen how the frame element looks. First is the degree of kinematic indeterminacy, that is the displacement in x direction at the left hand joint. Second degree of kinematic indeterminacy is displacement in y direction at the left hand joint. And third is the rotation about z axis. This is my z axis. So rotation about z axis at left hand joint. Same three coordinates are at right hand joint, 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6. So we have seen that degree of kinematic indeterminacy for the frame element is 6, and that is why the stiffness matrix will be of the size 6 by 6. Now we will try to derive the stiffness matrix for frame element. So we know to derive one particular column of the stiffness matrix, we know apply unit deflection at coordinate 1. Apply unit deflection. If I apply unit deflection at coordinate 1, I will generate the first column of the stiffness matrix. If I apply unit deflection at coordinate 2, I will generate the second column, so on and so forth. We have tried this at all our beam element as well as truss element. Same method we are going to adopt for deriving the stiffness matrix for frame element. So applying unit deflection at coordinate 1. Now this is my coordinate 1. I am applying unit deflection at coordinate 1. This means I am giving this joint delta A is equal to 1 unity. So what are the various forces that are required to cause this unit deflection? I know the first force at this is AE upon L. Another force is AE upon L. These forces, and there are no other forces. So I am going to write K11, K21. I am generating the first column by applying unit deflection at coordinate 1, K31, K41, K51 and K61. I am comparing this diagram with my previous diagram of coordinates. So what is the force generated at coordinate 1? Force generated at coordinate 1 is AE upon L into delta, but delta is equal to 1, that is why it is equal to 1. K21, what is the force generated at coordinate 2? There is no force generated at coordinate 2. There is no force generated at coordinate 3. Similarly, coordinate 4 has only one force. Coordinate 5 and 6, no force is generated. So K210, K310, K41 is minus AE upon L. Why negative? Because the direction of the assumed coordinate is towards right, but our force is towards left. So minus AE upon L, 0, 0. So my first column of the stiffness matrix is generated by applying unit deflection at coordinate 1. I have generated my first column of stiffness matrix. Now to generate the second column of stiffness matrix, I need to apply unit deflection at coordinate 2. So applying unit deflection at coordinate 2. Applying unit deflection at coordinate 2. So applying unit deflection at coordinate 2, what happens? This is my beam. I know my coordinate 2 is like this. So I am applying unit deflection. Now since frame is a rigid jointed structure, the deflected shape will be like this. It will not be like a truss. So this is delta A in y direction is equal to 1. Delta A in y direction is equal to 1. So what are the various forces that are required to cause this? The first force, we have seen it in our earlier discussion, is 12 EI upon L cube into delta AY, that is equal to 1, I know. Second force is 12 EI upon L cube into delta, that is equal to 1. And since these two will try to rotate in clockwise direction, there must be a set of anti-clockwise forces like this. This is 6 EI upon L square into delta, that is 1, and this is also 6 EI upon L square into delta, that is 1. So this is very similar to the first column of the stiffness matrix. So I am writing the second column of the stiffness matrix for frame element. So I am writing K12, that is force at coordinate 1 due to unit deflection at coordinate 2, K22, K32, K42, K52 and K62. I know the meanings of this. K12, force at coordinate 1 due to unit deflection at coordinate 2, force at coordinate 2 due to unit deflection at coordinate 2, force at coordinate 3 due to unit deflection at coordinate 2. So the one word is common, unit deflection at coordinate 2. This is the diagram of unit deflection at coordinate 2 and that is why I am able to write. So what is the force at coordinate 1? My coordinate 1 is like this. Look at this. My coordinate 1 is deflection at. So what is my force at coordinate 1? There is no force. So K12 is 0. Second is, what is force at coordinate 2? Yes, this is 12 EI upon L cube into 1. Force at coordinate 3. Where is my coordinate 3? My coordinate 3 is anti-clockwise rotation. So anti-clockwise force, so that is positive 6 EI upon L square into 1. What is force at coordinate 4? My coordinate 4 is at B acting towards right. So this is 0. Force at coordinate 5 is minus 12 EI upon L cube into 1 and force at coordinate 6 is plus 6 EI upon L square into 1. So this is how I will generate every column of the stiffness matrix. This is how I will generate every column of the stiffness matrix, and my final stiffness matrix K element for the frame element will be, of course the size will be 6 by 6, AE by L 0 0 minus AE by L 0 0. Same will be the column 0 0 minus AE by L 0 0. 12 EI by L cube, 6 EI by L square, 0 minus 12 EI by L cube, 6 EI by L square. Same will be the column 6 EI by L square, 0 minus 12 EI by L cube, 6 EI by L square. Now this is 4 EI by L, 0 minus 6 EI by L square, 2 EI by L, 0 minus 6 EI by L square, 2 EI by L. This is AE by L, 0 0 0 0. This is minus 6 EI. This is 12 EI by L cube minus 6 EI by L square minus 6 EI by L square and 4 EI by L. This is the matrix. You must have derived it. Now my friends, the fun is, if you look at this matrix, if you look at the first row and fourth row, first column and fourth column, first row, fourth row and first row, fourth column, you will find it is identical to the truss matrix. AE by L 0 minus AE by L 0, AE by L 0 minus AE by L 0, first row and first column. And in between this particular, if you fill up second row, third row, fifth row, sixth row, you will find it's a beam matrix. It's a matrix, stiffness matrix for beam. Naturally, the first row and fourth row corresponds to truss, that is axial force, and the second row, third row, and fifth row, sixth row, this is 1 and 4, 2, 3 and 5, 6, they correspond to beam. So this is nothing but beam matrix which is put in a structure of a truss matrix. I hope you have understood this concept. So in our next discussion, we will discuss about solution of any indeterminate frame using this frame element. Thank you.